up, Wendy Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's book nerd hashtag book nerdigan discussion is something that I've been needing to do for a really long time, and it's for one of the authors that follow me on Twitter and has followed me for a while, and I've been so excited to do this series. The series is going to be awesome to discuss. It is Sweet Evil by Wendy Higgins. Yes, Sweet Evil. If you have not read Sweet Evil, go read the freaking book so you could come back and we could talk about it. I love this book. I love this series. This is one of my favorite angel-based mythology series. And yes, as you can tell, this is part of the hashtag AngelReadAthon. There will not be ranting in here. Or there might be some. But there is a lot of love for this book, Wendy. There really is. I love this book. And I love this series in general. It's hard. This is one of those series that's really hard to put down. So this is the beautiful cover. We have Anna and Kai on the cover. I really want to wear that red dress that she's in. I think it's And if you follow me on Twitter, you know that while I was reading this series, I said I need to be a Kai. When we get to Sweet Temptation, you will understand why I need a Kai even more. But anyway, let's get to the actual discussion. Thank you, Minnie Popo, for showing that awesomeness. All right, so Sweet Evil with the prologue. I really like the prologue because the prologue is about Anna's birth. And why her father had to leave, John LeGray, because he was arrested for illegal trafficking and left her with Sister Ruth. So, and for those, I know a lot of my followers, or my subscribers, I should say, know me from my stuff I do with Tommy Sotomayor. If I mention Tommy, if you're a Tommy Sotomayor fan or a member of Soto Nation, this is another reason why you need to read this series. This is about a lot of love for the fathers, because the father is Valil is the freaking hero. And if you remember when I did the Pemberton and the End of Days series, Valil is gonna be a motherfucking hero, man. I love Valil. Valil is awesome. But anyway. Or John LeGray is his real name. So we get Anna's power because she describes that seeing his emotions as colors was an extension of my ability to sense others' feelings, their auras. And if you've watched, if you've read the Immortal series by Alison Noel, you know what I'm talking about with the auras. So I had the gift since infancy. The color spectrum was complicated as were emotions, with shades of color meaning different things. And to simplify, positive feelings were always colors ranging from bright to pastel. And negative feelings were shades of black, with a few exceptions. Envy was green, pride was purple, and lust was red, and that was a popular one. And I swear to Kami, Caden Rowe is fine. Like, you have me at the Wendy, you have me at the British accent and musician. And yes, I have a weakness for musicians, especially since my first boyfriend was one. So yes, I love me some musicians, and that's probably my inner band nerd again, like freaking out right now. So anyway, and Anna has heightened senses: sight, smell, hear, taste, touch. Injuries heal within a matter of hours. And, she goes to this party, to this house party, and this asshole named Scott got Anna Miss Prude girly girl high on E by sneaking in her drink at Jean's party. And seriously, she was about to get raped, and frickin' Caden came to save the day and punched him in the face, which was great. And something interesting about Anna is that she can remember everything, including when she was born and even her father's name. And like, she remembers, like, her memory's so good, she can remember what it was like being in the womb, which that would freak me the fuck out. I swear. Would it freak you out if you could remember that? But anyway, then we get to her adopted mother, Patty. I love Patty. Patty is awesome. She is. And she said an angel came to her in her dreams. He told me there was a baby waiting for me at a convent in Los Angeles. And before they let me take you, one of the nuns who ran the orphanage talked to me. Her name was Sister Ruth. She was one of the oldest people I'd ever met, at least 100 years old at that point. And she told me she'd been waiting for me, and she could sense I was the right woman to raise you. Raising you would require extra care because you're more than human, Anna. Your parents were angels. Your mother was an angel of light, and your father was a demon. And Kai is a half-demon, too. No, not like Inuyasha half-demon. Shomaru half-demon. Oh man, yeah, yes, Inuyasha half demon. I should, because Sesshomaru's not a half demon, but Sesshomaru is fucking fun. But that's a whole different story. That's a whole other video. Let's see. And we get an explanation for the misconception of Nephilim being giants from Patty. I was surprised about this. She says it does mean giant, but you know how the Bible is. It's hard to tell what you should take literally and what's only metaphorical. It's easier for people to think of them as a race of actual giant people that have come and gone, or as some genetic mutation. Scripture is full of references to angels and demons, but even believers tend to think of them as fable and fantasies. It's hard to wrap our minds around so many things we can't see. And we finally get an answer on how angels and demons have kids, or Nephilim. Thank you, Wendy, for giving this, because it's going to explain, this is going to come up again in the Hush Hush book Nerdigan discussions as well, if you've read by Becca Fitzpatrick. And they have to possess, in order for them to reproduce, they have to possess a human body. And the angel hierarchy, according to Sister Ruth, and this is what Patty says, there are messenger angels like the one who came to me. The guardian angels are the most nurturing of the souls, chosen for their obedience, and they can't interfere in human lives unless they've sent power to, sent divine power to do so. If it's not someone's time to die, the guardian angels can perform healing miracles or prevent disasters. Otherwise, all they can do is try to soothe our pain. It's actually very beautiful to think about. And then according to, this is what Patty says, that what Sister Ruth said about her parents. She also said you need to see your father. She believes your parents were in love, and all angels are capable of the full range of emotions, even the fallen ones. So if he could love your mother, an angel of light, couldn't he love you too? If you're a member of Sodom Nation, there you go. That should say it all right there. Especially, and I want to know what you fathers think about that as well. I'm curious what you fathers think about that. Keep in mind, her father is a fallen angel named Belial, who has done, in Cameron and the End of Days, he did really shitty things. This book, not so much. He is awesome. I'm going to say this, he pulled some Eisen shit. I mean, maybe not Eisen as much as Bach. He pulled some Bach shit in this series. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see. And this is what Sister Ruth told Patty about Anna's abilities. She says this, you're not evil, if that's what you're wondering. Your ability to feel other people's emotions comes from your mother. All guardian angels can see and feel human emotions. From your father, you'll have a tendency toward a particular sin, drugs and alcohol. An evil soul rejects the goodness and love naturally embedded in us from being made in the image of our Creator. You'll have to fight harder than the average human against temptations. Sweet temptations. Sweet temptations. But you can do it. You're basically a regular girl, but you feel everything stronger, both the good and the bad. And then we meet good old Farzaf. Or I like to call him Farzi. I'm going to be calling Farzaf Farzi, and also known as the Duke of Lust, also known as among humans as Richard Rowe, and yeah. And I told you, as I said earlier, I told you bitches, I told you in the End of Days, Cameron and the End of Days book Nerdigan discussions, Belial was coming back. Belial is back, bitches, and as Anna's father. And Anna, I swear to Kami, Anna is the biggest fucking prude. She wants to wait until she's married before losing her virginity. Well, Anna, I was that way too, once upon a time, when I was, when I was her, about 15, I think it was when I was 16. then I decided that if I'm going to lose it, I want to lose it to somebody I love. And they have to love me in return. And yes, it did happen with my first boyfriend. And, oh God. And it was totally worth it. I'm telling you right now, if this is a little sex advice here, or love advice, whatever. If you're still a virgin and watching this, make sure you're with someone you love and they love you in return when you lose it. My friends did it. A lot of my girlfriends did it the wrong way and said they regret it and they wish they would have done it the way I did it. So, yep. Anyway. And then Caden says this, angels of lights aren't permitted to possess humans. You're a walking contradiction, horns in a halo. I love it. I love that line. That's great. I might end up using that again, but anyway. And Caden being a Nephilim. So we feel a pull in the direction of their sins' natures. We're viewed as their property, their pawns. Nephilim work to advance the demonic cause, promoting sin among our peers. The demons have specific jobs. My father is the Duke of Lust. Your father, Belial, is the Duke of Substance Abuse. That's not in the deadly sins, but I like that, actually. I think that was good to add that. And then it gets a little awkward because Patty meets Caden, but she loves Caden immediately. And I still think it's weird that Anna can see Patty's guardian angel, and I wonder if I have one. And seriously, guardian angel, if you're there, can you hear me? Like, seriously, and guardian angel, can you please go to God and say that he needs to give me my wings already, please? And then Kai and Anna are on a road trip to California, and this is Kai on how Farzi defends himself. My father doesn't use a weapon, not a physical one anyway. He uses his influence to get himself out of situations and has other demon spirits who watch his back. And then they get to the hotel, and Kai, because Farzi said that she needs to lose her virginity. That's one of Farzi's things. He could smell virgins, which is tell someone who's a virgin via sense of smell. And like Kai is touching and kissing her all over except her legs, because I don't blame Anna. If my legs were hairy, I would not. I needed a shave. You're not touching my legs. And it's also good to know that Kai sleeps naked. I'm not going to say anything. There's no other comments I'm going to say. Otherwise, this book nerdican discussion can turn into a very, very dirty video, and I do not want it to go there. And apparently, guardian angels are watching you, even having sex. So thanks, Kai, for ruining it. So guardian angel, if you have been watching me have sex, you're a pervert. And demons visit humans in spirit form to influence evil/dark emotions. And this is what Kai says, what the demon spirits or the legionnaires do. He says they whisper not so sweet nothings into human ears. You know, the little voice in your head, the ones humans like to call their conscience, it's actually the messages people are receiving from their guardian angels. You see, the demon spirits whisper thoughts into a person's mind, and the demon thoughts battle it out with the human's own feelings, along with the messages their guardian angels are trying to instill. So you know that saying with the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder, that's what's going on. Think about that. And even Kai mentions that too. The old cliche about a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other is not far off. A demon might whisper to a girl that she's unattractive and unworthy of love, and then he's gone. His job is done. He moves on to the next victim. The girl's angel then whispers that she is beautiful and she is worthy, blah, blah, blah. Which do you think she'll choose to believe? And this is how often they visit. It depends on the need. Once a month, once a year. It varies from person to person. And this is why Kai is bitter towards God. He says, I mean, there's no chance of redemption for the Neph. It's the first lesson we learned during our training. We go to hell, just like our fathers. And so apparently all mothers die in childbirth when giving birth to a Nephilim. And we'll get to the explanation why a little bit later. And I feel so bad for Kai, because no girl has ever loved me. You have to know someone to love them. They've all been infatuations. They wanted to own me. That's the nature of lust. Seriously, ain't that the truth? And Kai is freaking sexy and scary. I swear to Kami, he is sexy and scary at the same time, and I will take the sexy. I don't care if he's being scary. He's fucking sexy, man. And then Kai says this. He says, I'm sure if you heard of... Wendy, this was such a genius freaking thing to do. I love it. I'm sure you've heard of the 7 deadly sins: wrath, sloth, gluttony, evil, greed, lust, and pride. And pride is said to be the sin from which all others arise. So here's how their rankings work on Earth. There's one demon in human form assigned to each of the 7 deadly sins, except sloth and gluttony. Those have been combined under one demon since they go hand in hand. And there are 6 additional sins as well: lying, murder, hatred, theft, adultery, and substance abuse. They make 12 dark angels in human bodies. They're called dukes, and they're the bosses of evil on Earth. And this is the difference between dukes and other demons. In spirit form, they're the same, but dukes are the only demons allowed to possess human bodies. But each duke commands a legion of demon whisperers who haunt the earth, and the whisperers are called the legionnaires. We sometimes just refer to them as spirit. Between the dukes and legionnaires, there are 666 demons on earth. Cue Iron Maiden. 666, the number of the beast. Yeah. We got that. And I've seen Iron Maiden live, and they're coming back again. I'm going to go see them live again, because they were good. If you have not seen Iron Maiden live and seen that song performed live, you need to go do that, because it's really good. So this is what Kai says about the Neph where we fit in. We're just a byproduct. We don't count as human, but also don't qualify as being part of the demon legionnaires. We work for our fathers and keep our mouths shut. That's it. And there used to be more dukes. At one time, there was one for each of the 10 commandments, in addition to those that cover the 7 deadly sins, but many of them became obsolete. The change is necessary. Lies and adultery are the only 2 of the 10 commandments still represented, and the dukes specialize during each lifetime based on the state of the society they're in at that time. My father specializes currently in pornography. I hear your father had a good run with alcohol last century, but in this lifetime it's drugs. Demons feel a pull in the direction of their specialty, and let's see. And their offspring get a taste of it as well. Being female, you probably have additional senses like being able to tell when others have addictive natures. And female never always seem to be more sensitive to things, female intuition or whatever. My father's past daughters were able to sense virgins and fertility as my father does, but I can't. So yes, Farsi can sense when a woman is fertile and when a woman is a virgin, which is creepy. I wonder if it's the same for guys. Like, I wonder if it's just... If it's Wendy, answer that question for me. I know you're watching this, Wendy. Please answer, like, tweet it or put it in the comments. Is Farsi able to sense guys if a guy's a virgin or a guy's if a guy's fertile? I really want to know this. I really do. And I suppose you should know that, back to Kai, that positions of dukes are highly sought by other demon spirits. Lucifer himself would prefer to be on earth, but he's bound to hell along with his right and left hand warriors, Beelzebub and Amadeus. And Lucifer can't leave. Lucifer lives vicariously through the dukes and legionnaires. And the legionnaires can't make humans do anything. They can't take away a person's free will. They place ideas into their head, period. But humans are self-centered by nature, and half the time the demons are only telling them what they want to hear, encouraging their selfish instincts. And no, the dukes can't whisper in human form, but they have certain verbal abilities of persuasion, and the dukes weave themselves into society, landing in positions of influence over leaders and societal powerhouses. Makes you wonder if there's an escort service as well that good old Farsi runs. Let's see. The dukes don't try to become leaders, because remember, the point of their job is to get humans to claw their way to the top and rip their own souls to shreds in the meantime. And okay, so the Dukes are placed strategically around the Earth, and they move as needed. They meet once a year to see where each demon will do the most damage, except the ones who are confined, like your father. And there are 3 Dukes here in the United States right now. My father, your father, and Malcolm, the Duke of Envy. And each get a quarterly visit from Lucifer's personal demon messenger, Aziel. Yes! Aziel is back too! Yeah! I think it's wait. Hold on. I need to check something. Yeah, I think we've seen Aziel before. But yeah, they give him a report of their work in the state of humanity, which is passed along to Lucifer. I hear he's satisfied with how things are going these days. And even the devout have weaknesses. The demons have to take different measures with different cultures because some are more accepting of sin while others are stricter. It's all a matter of semantics and presentation. And they come up with ingenious ways to promote pain and apathy, kind of like marketing schemes. Seek pleasure, eat, drink, and be merry, carpe diem. And so apparently Nephilim put off pheromones, and Kai's smell like citrus and oranges and lime. That sounds nice. Kai, you need to make a cologne like that. I swear it comes. And Anna's pheromone smelled like pears with freesia undertones. Thanks for the info, Kai. Thanks. Let's see. And I've heard of Neph losing control of their senses with certain emotions. Fear, surprise, lust. And now we get to demon. Now Kai gets to the good stuff on demon possession. Well, it's difficult for 2 healthy souls to possess a body. A human soul can't be simply shoved out of the way. The demon soul and human soul fight over the body, and the body wears down. It can get gory, and most often it ends in death. And demons and angels both have free will, but rules still apply. And demons have been forbidden to physically harm humans, and that includes possessions. And do spend a lot of their time in hospitals and emergency rooms while they're searching out a new body in their spirit form. When people are close to death and lose the will to live, the souls are just barely hanging on to their bodies like a loose tooth. And the Dukes can't pinch off their human soul, and release it without protest. Then enter the body before it dies and heal it with their powers. They heal faster than us. They could share the bodies when the human souls are weak like that, but it hinders their power within the body, so they prefer to be the only dwellers. And this is how they pick the hosts. That's where it can get tricky. They seek out low-profile young or middle-aged people, preferably someone who isn't surrounded by a big doting family. It's too much effort if there are humans who will search when the person can take a while to find a perfect match. But time doesn't matter to them. Besides, the Dukes enjoy having an opportunity to whisper to humans while they're hunting and waiting. A hospital is a perfect place to work because emotions are already running high. And this is on the lifespan here. So as far as lifespan, normal humans can live upward of 120 years these days, but their life expectancy is lower because of health-related issues. Dukes and Neph don't have those problems, so our bodies can make it that long. We're not immune to aging, though. A body wears out no matter how healthy it is. Dukes discard their bodies before they get to that point. Then it's on to the next body and building a new false identity. If no other soul was inhabiting it, the body appears to die of cardiac arrest. And then now we get to the Neph souls, because we never, and this is why I wanted to do this series for the hashtag AngelReadAthon, because Wendy gives so much detail, and I love it. So here we go. Our souls are neither human nor demon. We Neph have our own unique souls, but as children of dark angels, our souls are marked with demonic stains. I guess in your case, you've got a bleached out angel path there too. And I swear to Kami, Anna is so freaking prude. It drives me nuts. I can't stand it, and she's so prude. And then we get to Kai here. About this. So Dukes have the ability to put an urge into a person by speaking a command out loud or even silently, but just like the Whisperers, they can't force it. The influence doesn't work if the human is really strong and adamant against what the Duke tells them to do. It works best if the person is already inclined to go in that direction, but they're sort of teetering on the edge of decision. And Anna can cause this is what I always thought, is that and Anna can cause influence due to the double angel parentage. Seriously, that would be nice to have if I could have influence. I could influence my teachers to give me A's. I can influence a school to let me in that I really want to go to. I love that. And apparently Nephilims can't have tattoos since Kai got tattooed and his body rejected his black wing tattoo. Yes, that is really, really, really cheesy and badass. And then we get to the other kids of the Neph. So, or kids of the 7 Deadly Sins, I should say. So Blake is the son of the Duke of Envy, and he lives out in one of the Southern California beaches. He was born in the Philippines, and his job is the best because all he has to do is get his hands on the latest material things and date the most beautiful women. I've wondered if he even feels a pull of sin. He's completely mellow, and I've seen him jealous once, and it got it got ugly. He's a thrill seeker, likes all extreme sports. He travels the world to surf, and he's got freakishly good balance. And then there's the twins, Marta and Ginger, and I love the twins. The twins are awesome. The daughters of the Duke of Adultery, Astaroth. They're dancers, and they still live in London. Marta can be a joy, but Ginger has not been pleasant for quite some time. And after they turn 18, they will be expected to break up marriages, but for now it's just teen romances getting them to cheat. And Kai says this too. So never to steer clear of sins with adults or any spotlights while we're underage to avoid any scandals to our father's reputation among humans. The twins' father, Astaroth, had a daughter in his last lifetime who was caught having an affair with a politician when she was only 15. And Astaroth was dabbing in politics at the time, and there was a huge public outroar. Her actions affected his influential position, so he staged her death to look like a suicide. Then he left his body and started the life he has now. And everyone thought his heart gave out from the stress. Had her killed most likely. Wouldn't want to exert his own self. And Marta and Ginger both have a special talent, like you, the female thing. They can sense bonds between people when the feelings are mutual, attraction, romantic, love, commitment. And their father sees the bonds too, and that's how they know who to go after. And, oh, here we go, Capano. Oh, Kai cannot stand Capano, and it will be more explained in Sweet Temptations why. But his father is Alisar, Duke of Wrath. He's practically a celibate monk. He's from Africa, but he's at college here in the States now. And Cope's situation is very hush-hush. And none of the demons know about this except his father, but Capano is lucky to be alive. And a few years back, he turned to God and was prepared to die rather than do his father's work. But when he told Alisar, he allowed him to live. And Alisar loves Cope or respects him at the very least. It's unheard of among our kind. Capano is a mystery. So this is why there are such few Neph in the world. So over 100 years ago, there were thousands of Neph and their descendants on Earth. The offspring down the line had full powers just like us. It started getting difficult for the dukes to keep track of them and control them. And a few Neph were using their abilities to rise to power among the humans, taking high places of leadership, starting wars, committing genocides, and in general bringing too much attention to themselves. And the dukes want Neph to be like them, influencing humans to cause chaos, but not taking the starring roles. Yeah, the dukes are kind of, they're attention whores, in the sense. It's all about them. So they decided on the Great Purge, and all Neph were hunted down and killed, whether they defied the dukes or not, which was really fucked up. And within several years, they were all gone. Ever since the Purge, they've taken measures to make sure that certain the Neph don't overpopulate again. The Duke of Pride, Rahab, tried to insist that the dukes not reproduce, but he got shut down on that one. Instead, they've made certain the Neph won't have children. Yes, they have all been sterilized. Yes, me too. All of us had the procedure. The worst part is how fast the pain meds burn through our system, but it's better this way. To get someone pregnant is to kill them. And while they're on the road trip, they go to this Native American shop. And there's this beautiful turquoise heart necklace that Anna just wants, but it's so expensive. And Kai bought it for her. And and Anna saw fell in love with in New Mexico. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it was in New Mexico. That's where it was. And here we go. And I'm glad that Anna doesn't hate her dad, because she thought she was gonna hate him, but she doesn't. And now we're getting to the Leal / John le Gray story. Oh my God, this story is, I just was like, Nerdigans, you know this, I'm a hopeless romantic, and this is just one of those stories. So here we go. Before there was earth, there were angels in heaven, billions of us. We were content, well, most of us. Angels are genderless, so our relationships in heaven weren't clouded by the physical. It was a community of friends, which may not sound compelling to humans, but it was good, it was right. Even though we angels could feel the full range of emotions, there was never any need to feel dark for more than a moment or two. And then we let it go and moved on. And everyone had a role, and we were all used to the best of our abilities. We felt secure and important. And when I met Mariantha, our personalities clicked right off. And Mariantha is your mother, Anna. I was drawn to her. I say her, but strictly remember, we were genderless in the heavenly sphere. Our feelings were strictly emotional. I made excuses to see her all the time. Made excuses to see her time and time again. Our souls complemented each other to the point where eventually we couldn't stand to be apart. And during that time, there was an angel in the highest hierarchy who kind of had the kind of charisma that quickly made him a celebrity in the heavens, aka Lucifer, the morning star. I never met anyone like him. He had that personality that draws others in. I wanted to hear everything he had to say. Kind of sounds like Donald Trump. Yeah, it sounds like Donald Trump and Ted Cruz and Hillary Clinton. Well, not Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Mariantha said he gave her a bad feeling. She didn't think a single angel needed to stand out so brightly. Neither does a single human, but it was the only thing we ever disagreed on. I started to go to meetings to hear Lucifer speak. He was and is the master of deception. I'm telling you, Trump and Cruz and Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton are masters of deceptions. I didn't mean for it to go to political. It just came out that way. He would glorify God's work over the realm and then sneak him in one backhanded comment to leave us pondering. Yep, that sounds like Trump and Cruz and Clinton and Sanders. Over time, the tiny seeds of doubt started to grow, and so did the number of angels who gathered to listen. Okay, Lucifer used partial truths mixed with lies, and we fell for it. Again, Trump, Cruz, Sanders, Clinton, that's all them. I was shocked the day I realized my feelings about everything had changed. I didn't tell Mariantha, and Lucifer gained a huge following. He knew he'd succeeded in warping our thoughts and was ready to go full force. He told us with total conviction that God was secretly creating a new race and a whole new realm just for these humans. And Lucifer said that the Maker was obsessed like a child with a new toy. He planned to use us angels as more than slaves to the new race, the humans. Humans would have luxuries and freedoms and experiences that angels would never be allowed. We angels would be used and trampled and forgotten, and I was pissed. Sorry, hun, excuse my language. Who would have thought a demon... I was laughing because I was like thinking, who would have thought a demon would apologize for cursing? And now let's get back to this, but I gotta pull Rubia. Speaking of politics for a second, I gotta pull Rubia here. Here we go. I was such a fool. I really believed God was fallible, and I thought he lost his mind, and I wasn't alone. A third of the angels in heaven stood behind Lucifer, an angry mob of angels who could have imagined. I had to tell Mariantha everything at that point. She begged me to fight. Not to fight, but I knew that when it was all over, she saw that truth. She would never forgive me and understand, so I left and joined the war. And after being cast in the pits of hell, it wasn't until I found myself down there that I realized Lucifer's deception. Others realized it too, but most still blindly supported him. I kept to myself because I knew it would be dangerous to speak out against him. My silent nature earned me respect. and they thought I was brawdy and vengeful, but in actuality, I was hating myself for what I did to Mariantha. I couldn't stop thinking about her. So time passed and we heard stories about the earth and humanity's creation. Lucifer sent up spies. He became bolder and sending up rebel angels to turn humans against the creator. And ironically, John still respects God. So go figure, right? I worked my way up the ladder for selfish reasons, this is what he said. I heard each human was assigned a guardian angel, and I became obsessed with the possibility of seeing Mariantha again. And something about my dreary attitude and hard work must have impressed Lucifer, because I found myself earthbound in the 1700s with the job of leading humans to eventual addiction. And I'm afraid I'd been too successful, and I knew when I was made a duke that I would have to do a good job to keep the position. It was horrible when I came to Earth and saw the human souls trapped in their physical forms. They were miraculous creatures, creations, truly a work of genius and love, but they're at odds with their own bodies. My job was too easy. I focused on seeing as many guardian angels as I could across the world, hundreds of thousands of them, and it was the only thing worth existing for. I'd lost everything. And I feel so bad for him. Oh, poor Valil. Poor Valil. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, here we go. And then 17 years ago, I was in a small town not far from here called Hemet, checking one of my dealers there. I went into his house, and I'll never forget the moment I saw her. Damn, she was a beautiful sight. She was leaning over a human woman who was passed out on a mattress in the corner, curled up, really small. I thought she was a kid at first. You're a pipsqueak like her. And when I saw Mariantha, she was whispering to that human woman like a mother with a feverish child. Nobody in the dealer's house cared when I picked the lady up and took her. That is, except for her guardian angel, my Mariantha. She saw that I saw what I was, but didn't register who I was at first. She went crazy trying to protect her human, and then she recognized me. And then Mariantha and I took the human woman to a hotel, cleaned her up. It took a whole day for her to come to. And even then, she was so far gone. Her body was ruined, and her soul was barely hanging on. We both knew that if the lady died, Mariantha would have to escort her soul to the afterlife, and Mariantha wouldn't be allowed to come back to Earth afterward. We would never see each other again. So hoping for the best, she climbed into the body, something no angel of light had done since Old Testament times. And the human soul didn't fight her. She moved easily aside, and it took almost 3 days to detox and heal the body. It was a lot for Mariantha to deal with her first time in physical form. It was hard to watch. I had to force her to eat and drink. She fought me, but she made it through. And when her mind was clear and we were together again, it was like it always been only different. And for the first time, we weren't just souls. We were a man and a woman, overcome a physical attraction, and well, that's how you came along. I shouldn't have let it happen. Not that I'm happy you're here, don't get me wrong, but in all my years as a demon, I've been careful not to father any children of my own. It didn't seem right to me. And you know what that says? That's freaking loyalty right there. Valil is fucking loyal to the core. And we find out that Sister Ruth is an angelic Nath, which is really crazy. And then Valil says this. He says, I want you to know, baby girl, after I saw Mariantha go, I never let another soul to sin. Oh, so sweet. I'm sorry, this is my inner hopeless romantic being like, oh. And Valil is such a good papa. He wants to stay around longer after meeting Anna, and he's uber protective of her too. He's a tough papa. And Valil mentions what hell is like too. Imagine a dark white alleyway that goes on forever between two skyscrapers that stretch as far up as you can see. It's hard to maintain hope. Souls burn from the sheer negativity. And why God didn't stop Lucifer? Because you have to wonder, why didn't God do it? Because this is why. He loved Lucifer. He saw that he had great power and he allowed it. It could have gone either way, and Lucifer was capable of choosing right. And in the Embrace series, that's a different story. Go read the Embrace series. And also, we're gonna, when we get to The Fallen by Thomas E. Nagowski, you will see a whole other side of Lucifer. Where are you? Oh, I think God was holding out hope that he would make the right choice. And maybe it seemed cruel to test the angels and the human souls, but it's not like that. We have to face difficulties to find out what our true strengths are. How we come back from failure is a very valuable test, which I like that a lot. And here's how the Holy Spirit works. I'm a Jew, so yeah. The Holy Spirit is like billions of cell phone signals coming from God, connecting each soul, a direct link. And people process the messages as feelings, sometimes even hearing in their own voice in their mind, so it's easy to disregard. And, so because the Nefs have, this is why the mothers of the Nephilim die. It's because Nefs have such complex souls, and the human female was only made to deliver human souls. They can't physically handle it. So that's why even Nephilim women who give birth will die. And angels of lights are sensitive to emotions. So, yeah. And Nefs are the strongest souls, and they're even stronger than demons, which is, I thought was interesting. Coming from Belial, that's really interesting. Here we go. And now Belial's going on to the meaning of life. It's actually very simple. The purpose of life is to find your way back to a spiritual way of thinking and living, to be able to get past the physical stuff. That's pretty much the whole test. And every soul is given talents and strengths to help them along the way. And I put in my notes that this was a Tommy moment. And it totally is what Belial says right here. He says, my whole life I'd fooled myself into thinking I didn't need his love, but I'd been wrong. Everyone needs their father's love. Soda Nation, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. And then they went, but when, what was it? When Anna and Kai went back to their hotel room, like, they started kissing, and it almost turned into something. But Kai stopped it, and this was her reason. Because Anna shouldn't lose her virginity uncommitted in a hotel room. Kai! You're so romantic! And, yeah, Sister Ruth died. Yeah, they didn't get to meet Sister Ruth in person. But she did leave a box. And the box contains a sword of righteousness. And according to Kai, they were used by the angels in the War of the Heavens. Only the angels of light could use them. And the old legend says the blade will appear only when needed if the wielder is pure of heart. Anna, it's one of the, it's the one known weapon that can take out a demon spirit. And we're going to find out later why Kai dumped, and Sweet Temptation, why Kai decided to dump Anna at LAX the next day. And he says when he dumps her off, apparently Marissa, if you don't know who Marissa is, you need to read the book, who I'm talking about when it comes to Marissa, read the book. And when we get to Sweet Temptation, you'll understand even more about that stupid bitch and understand the background of the situation. And apparently Marissa runs an international prostitution ring, and the night after Anna left, Kai was supposed to initiate a 12-year-old, but he couldn't do it. And Anna, I do not blame you for being in love with Kai. He's gorgy. I swear to Kami, I would do it too. And they meet Blake, and then Anna, when she gets back, she meets Blake and Cope, who was able to catch / run so fast, and / Anna, seriously, he's African. They're made that to run fast. And the twins. And I love what Blake says. Lorna showed her boobs to one of the spirits, and he led the way. That's not how they found Anna, but it was thanks to Kai and due diligence. And I love Ginger's voicemail to Kai. It was great. She said, "Ah, cripe voicemail. Oi, Arseface, we're at your little girl Anna's house. Ring me back straight away." I thought that was so funny. I was cracking up. But anyway, Cope goes to Harvard, and now we're going to go into the double doors. So there is mad respect for Cope. And how his life changed was when he saw people out, at a revival camp pray. He'd never seen anyone pray before and experienced hope. And after that, Cope told his father he wasn't working, not revival. I don't know why I have revival in here. It's a refugee camp pray. At a refugee camp pray. He'd never, stupid spell check. I'm sorry, Wendy. Sorry. He'd never seen anyone pray before and experience hope. And after that, Cope told his father he wasn't going to, he wasn't working anymore. And then when he turned 18, moved out and went to college. And, oh my God. At the after party, like, Kai is a fucking twit, and Anna, like, totally flipped his chair over, and he dared Anna to kiss Cope. That's why. Because then Sweet Temptation will explain why he did that even more. And Aziel was hovering around Anna, and he never, ever does that, according to the Neff. Because Aziel is Satan's messenger, and he whispered to Anna, "Don't be afraid." And Belial comes, and to take Anna to start a training. And the kind of training, that kind of training, which is drinking and testing her limits, can be either fun or weird. I've gotten drunk with my dad before, but that was like on wine, I've had, my dad and I both were drinking like hella tequila, too, from we were drinking hella margaritas, that's what it was. We split a pitcher of margaritas, and we got, there's this one place that makes uber strong margaritas, so, yeah. Let's see. And I went to Anna, drink all this beer, wine, liquor, juices, sodas, condiments like cherries and limes and olives. It's kind of wrong. It's weird. Dad shouldn't do that, but whatever. And Belial says, booze only, no drugs. I'm with Belial on that. Only other thing I would do is pot, and I don't understand why he doesn't have her do edibles, because that would have been awesome if she smoked pot or edibles. Belial, you suck. Because, now I remember why she can't do pot. Because Kai mentions that if you smoke, even smoking a cigarette, you cough up a whole bunch of tar the next day, and marijuana has tar in it. So that's why, never mind, I understand the weed thing. Here we go. What we learned after 9 hours. 9 hours, 1 fight, 3 instances of vomiting, and 1,000,000 tons of snacks, and countless drinks later. Anna can handle 1 drink every 18 minutes or 3 in an hour. Basically a lightweight or a cheap date. I thought that was funny. And Anna is a tequila and beer girl. I'm more of a vodka, rum and beer girl. I love me some vodka. I love me some rum. And I love beer, but you don't mix all those together. You can have, I've learned, and I'm like thinking when I was reading that, I was like, no wonder you puked. You don't mix tequila with anything. You don't do that. If you're going to drink tequila, you drink fucking tequila. So, there you go. And Belial, brought Anna and Patty a duffel bag full of drug money, a cell phone, and says, no more church, and got Anna a car, and no more boys taking you on trips, you hear? I was like, damn, that's a good daddy. That's a protected papa right there. And Anna called Scott out. That asshole, because that asshole was spreading fucking rumors about her, stupid prick. And Kai takes Anna to meet the Dukes, and Farzi gives her weed and coke, and like, Blake wanted the weed. You should have just given him the weed. He wanted it. I would, like, if he did, but that actually changes things. You know what? I gotta ask you, Wendy, because now I'm getting myself confused. Wendy, if a Neff smokes weed, will they cough up tar like if a Neff smoked a cigarette? And I'm gonna add, and this also applies to edibles and other forms of weed. products, like wheat butter and stuff? I'm curious. Please answer that question. Either tweet me or leave a comment in here in the comment section. Let's see. Oh, and the bag of Coke actually had a note from Belial saying the other Dukes are getting suspicious and that Anna will have to work in order and have the other Neff teach her how to see Legionnaires. In order for Marna to be able to see the spirits, she was raped by the sons of Thammuz, or the Duke of Murder, to rid her of whatever innocence she had left at age 13. That's fucking brutal. Oh god, Duke Thammuz is an asshole too. I hate him. And at the New Year, this is how the New Year's party went. The drinking went. Drinking went. So there were shots for Marna and Anna, shots for everyone at the bar, another shot of tequila for 4, and the 4 horsemen, Jack, Jim, Johnny, and Jose. And like, if I was drinking that much, I would have probably been puking my brains out too, Anna. And yeah, it made Anna puke too. And seriously. And damn it, you should have let Kai in the bathroom too. But seriously, Anna, didn't Papa teach you? Don't mix vodka, rum, and tequila. Never do that. That is like puke in a cup. It'll make you puke. I should say it's Epicac in a cup, because it'll make you puke for days. Let's see. And here's a good alcohol lesson from Papa. And don't ever give a bartender free rein. Order only what you can handle. I definitely hear that. And there's an emergency Neff summit in MIC with Neff around the world, and they usually happen when one of them is in trouble. And Kapana was listening to the training, and that's how he knew about the whistling. So he was able to whistle when Anna was getting too drunk. And then there's that secret kiss between Kai and Anna in the dark cellar doorway, and it was like, oh my god, I feel bad for Cope, but still. And I love the place that they chose to go to. It was called it's a comedy club, ironically called Sir Laughs a Lot, and I like that we had a female Duke too, because Jezebet is the only one who's the Duke of Lies, chooses to be a woman since women die when they give birth to Neff, but more power to her. Like, that's ballsy. That's really, really ballsy. And then, the reason why they're all there is Gerlinda, the daughter of Cobalt, the Duke of Gluttony, and is 30 years old, and is the one in trouble because she's 300 pounds. And I have to say this. Like, you would think because Neff healed themselves, that the Neff body, that you would have, a Nephilim body would have a super fast metabolism. Seriously. Like, you would be able to burn off the calories, but I guess not. And at the same time, you kind of have to expect the Duke of Gluttony to be overweight, but seriously, woman, you can't let yourself go that much. Jesus Christ. And I love how the only table that isn't taunting Gerlinda is Belial, Jezebet, Malcolm, and Alisar, you know, the fathers of Blake and Co. And they just look bored, as if they were too cool to partake in the spectacle, but the other Dukes didn't care. I love it. And yeah, you can glutton on healthy food, or hell, even work out. Seriously, I don't understand this. Yeah, you can glutton on healthy food. You can do that. Or hell, even work out after eating all that food. But at the same time, I understand why Gerlinda wasn't working out, because Kai mentioned earlier that gluttony and sloth combined, so into one Duke. So that makes sense why Gerlinda would be lazy. But I don't encourage eating disorders or anything like that, but you would think that the Duke of Gluttony would at least pay for her to get fucking libo. For crying out loud, man. Every time she gains weight, you should just get libo. I know it's unhealthy, but Neff bodies can handle that shit. No normal muggle or mundane should do it, but Neff should be able to do that. At least her. She should. But I still don't get why the Neff body for the daughter of gluttony, and this is what I don't understand, is why it doesn't burn, the calories burn off like how drugs burn off for Anna, because Anna is and actually all drugs for Neff for all the Neff in general, they burn off really fast, because Kai mentioned the thing about pain meds. And I was thinking to myself, you would think that the Neff body for gluttony would, because food can be considered a drug, and you would think it would automatically just burn off, but I guess not. And apparently she did get weight loss surgery, and this is what Rahab says, the Duke of Pride. You allow your appetite to make you disloyal to our cause. Overindulgence is for humans, not for Neff. Your kind need not see enjoyment and comfort. You are nothing. Since you have spent your life shoving food in your face, we are letting you eat your way out of this life. You get a choice, Neff girl. Aren't you lucky? 2 of these delicacies contains poisons that will burn your death. 1 poison kills quickly. The other promises you will struggle, vomiting and bleeding until your guts are eaten away. And the 3rd plate contains no poison at all. If you choose the food with no poison, you will be given 1 more year to prove yourself to us. And even though Anna willed Gerlinda to eat the burger that didn't have the poison, the Dukes want to kill her anyway. And then Anna was dumb and screamed no. And luckily, Belial was a good papa and stuck up for her. And instead, Anna has to kill Gerlinda, or Rahab's going to kill them both. And then Angels of Light came to the party. And this is what they said to Rahab. We go where we are sent. You will not kill the daughter of Belial. Nothing on earth is yours, Dark One. It's not her time, and she will serve as a test to many souls. And instead, Rahab kills Gerlinda, because he's like, fuck this. If I can't kill, I could still kill this. Well, he said, I could still kill this one right here. And then Kai has to move to LA and send a postcard saying, I'm sorry from the Grand Canyon, which the Grand Canyon has a lot of meaning in this series, because Anna never got to go there, and she really, really, really wanted to go there. So yeah. So it ends with this, and I love this line too. And like humans, I had no idea what was in store for me or how my life might be, and used in the scheme of things. But I didn't doubt I would indeed be used. If life was a game like everyone said, then I wanted to win. I held up my hands to the heavens. Deal me in. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. I love this book. I love the backstories for everybody. It's just so awesome. But if you could be, and I'm going to ask you nerdigans this. If you could be a Neff, like they are, which sin would you say describes you? I would love to I would love Blake's. I would love to be the Duke of Envy's kid, because Blake gets to do whatever the fuck he wants, and he gets all this shit and gets to show off and be an ass. But I would love to be the Nephilim of Envy. That would kick ass. I'm either that or substance abuse, because you would I think I would still say Envy, because and I'll explain why actually in the next one, Book Nerdigan discussion video, because it will go into to more detail in those books what Blake gets to do, because that's who I would want to be. So Nerdigans, I want to know what your sin would be. I know a lot of you guys are probably saying lust because you get to sleep with all these women, but Envy, you get to do that too. So there you go. So until next time, Nerdigans, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and donate to my Patreon, so that way I can make more videos, and I will see you, Nerdigans, in Sweet Peril, and also remember to follow me on Twitter, because I will keep you guys updated on where I'm at in my reading progress. So until next time, Nerdigans, I'm signing out. Bye!